If you've been thinking about making a move to Worcester, Massachusetts, I would love to know what made you think of Worcester. Have you been hearing a lot of people hype it up lately as the next big thing? Have you seen Realtor.com's best real estate markets for 2026? What is it? Because Worcester has really been booming. It's not for everybody, but it is for the right family, the right person, the right buyer. It may be exactly what you're looking for. I grew up here in Central Massachusetts. I live here. I work here every day as a real estate agent, and I'm going to give you the honest picture for what Worcester is really like. So again, I'm Annie Oakman. I'm a local real estate agent here in Central Mass. I service all of Massachusetts and all of Connecticut. And I get questions about Worcester every single week from people that are relocating from Boston or relocating from out of state. So in this video, I'm going to kind of explain what Worcester is like at a glance. So the basics, Worcester, of course, is the second largest city in New England behind Boston and ahead of Providence, Rhode Island. So it does sit in the heart of Central Massachusetts. It's about 45 miles west of Boston. Population is just under 210,000. So it is, in fact, a city, not a suburb, not a small town. It is a college town as well, which I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily know. But there are a number of different colleges and universities: Clark University, Holy Cross, WPI, Quinn Sigmund, Community College. So we've got a younger energy, a steady influx of residents for all of our hospitals and medical schools here, and just a level of institutional investment that you don't always find in mid-sized cities. So Worcester has really been through real economic cycles. So beyond what you might see, there is a genuine revitalization that has been building for at least a decade here. So even, I always mention that I moved to New York City in 2014. I came back in 2020, and the difference for those years that I was gone from Worcester from 2014 to 2020 was significant. And now, honestly, 6 years later in 2026, it's changed even more. So drastic differences. The biggest thing, of course, Kelly Square, Polar Park is the number one thing that people are talking about. And Polar Park is where the Worcester Red Sox, the Woo Sox play, and that is our minor league baseball team. So Worcester is really a city of neighborhoods. They are not all the same, and which neighborhood you're looking at really matters for what it is that your preferences are. So if you're talking about West Side, you've got the West Boylston area. That is probably one of the most in-demand residential areas. You've got tree-lined streets, larger single-family homes. It's really Worcester's more traditional, desirable residential neighborhood, and prices are going to reflect that. Then you've got Tatnick and Burncoat, which is also a desirable area. It's still on the west side, but slightly more affordable. And then you've got a good mix of families, quieter feel, a lot of buyers who might be priced out of the west side area in particular, and then they end up in Tatnick area. You've got Canal District. That is probably Worcester's most active revitalization right now. Restaurants, bars, breweries, entertainment, Polar Park, that's all right there in the Canal District. It's walkable, lots of energy. So a lot of younger residents and renters there if you're looking for the urban feel. You've got Maine South and Clark University area. This area has been invested in heavily lately. So you've got more affordable, mixed use, maybe more multi-families, but it is genuinely improving there. And that's really where buyers who are going to get in early, you might benefit from the investment there. You've got Greendale and North Worcester area. That's more residential, less dense, easier to park, probably lower price points, quieter corner of the city that really doesn't get a lot of attention. So what I tell my buyers is Worcester is really not a city where you can just pick any street and assume that it is going to be the one for you. Every single street feels different. You're gonna go down one street and feel like you might be in like a multi-family neighborhood, and then 3 streets over, you're in a really cute single family tree lined neighborhood. So every street is different. You want to spend time in specific neighborhoods that you are considering. I always suggest drive around at different times of day, the morning, evening, midday. You can talk to people on the streets if you're walking around the neighborhood, say hello, but the right neighborhood for one person may not be the right neighborhood for somebody else. So see the neighborhood in different lights and see what may work for you. The housing market, this is probably why a lot of people are watching this video. Worcester's housing market has changed significantly over the last several years. So it used to be one of the most affordable mid-sized cities in the Northeast. It is still more affordable than Boston, of course, but prices have moved up quite a bit. Median home prices in Worcester right now are right around $450,000. $100,000, depending on your neighborhood, the condition of the home, what happens in the market. Obviously there are slower times in the market, and if you're buying in the spring, you might run into more competition. So that's kind of where the market is right now. Of course, it is up substantially from where it was 5 or 6 years ago, but what you're going to be getting for that is a house, a 2 to 3 bedroom single family home. You could get a multifamily, you could get a colonial, a Cape style home, a triple decker. There's just a variety of different types and styles of homes here. So that's not going to be the price of a condo. I recently sold a condo for $210. So condos are going to be lower price here significantly than they are in Boston, of course. So you're getting square footage, you're getting a yard in many cases if that's what you're looking for, a neighborhood, architectural character. A few things to know about buying Worcester specifically: multifamilies are a significant part of the housing stock. So a lot of buyers are purchasing 2 or 3 family homes, living in one unit and renting out the other, doing a little bit of house hacking, which is great for first-time home buyers. It's a great way to build generational wealth. So done well, that rental income can really offset your mortgage. It's a legitimate wealth building strategy. And Worcester is really one of the better markets to do that in. You are also looking at older homes. That's typically the norm. So Worcester has a lot of housing from the early 1900s, good bones in many cases, but might have older systems. You want to look at lead paint, windows, the age of the windows, and of course, deferred maintenance. Keep an eye out for that because that will accumulate over the years as well. So go into it with open eyes, but older homes, honestly, they are beautiful and they have a lot of character. So I love to walk through those with my clients. I have construction background, so I understand what you are buying, and I like to walk my buyers through that as well. So sometimes you may see something that looks amazing in the photos and you go in and you see that it needs a lot more work, and vice versa. Sometimes you want to go see something that may not look great in photos and you're going to be surprised by it. But knowing what you're looking at is going to be important in these homes. So another thing, commuting. So one of the biggest draws for Worcester is our access to Boston. So we have the commuter rail, Framingham Worcester line, which runs directly to South Station, and that could take about an hour. And then you've also got, you can jump on the Pike, Mass Pike from Worcester. If you're going to drive there, it takes about 45 minutes depending on traffic. And honestly, I used to drive to Boston for an internship many, many years ago, but I remember the internship started at 9 and I had to leave at 7 a.m. and I would get there at like 7:45 or 8 a.m. and then I would sit in the parking lot and I would read for an hour before my internship started. Because if you leave at 8 a.m., everyone else is leaving at 8 a.m. and you're going to sit in traffic and then you're going to be late. So just time things properly so that you are not sitting in traffic. Grab a good book. So schools, you have a number of different public schools, and you can also talk to the different public schools. If there are certain things that you're looking for, you can discuss it with the school system. And if there's a school that may be better fit for your child, you can certainly discuss that with the school system. There are also Catholic schools, charter schools, and a number of those options as well. Some of the things that people really love about Worcester, food scene is one of them. I feel like it's seriously underrated, but we have Shrewsbury Street, which is an amazing street. They just had their Shrewsbury Street food. I don't remember what they call it, but they have this food fair and all of the restaurants get involved and it's a ton of fun. It's amazing. So the restaurant scene is really great here in Worcester. Then we've got Polar Park, of course, the Worcester Red Sox, and they play right in downtown. So it opened 2021. It's super family friendly, affordable, great way to spend a summer evening. So that's an awesome space for families, or if you're going out with friends, whatever it may be, it's a fun place to be. And then we've got a ton of green space, which I think surprises a lot of people. We've got Elm Park, which is one of the oldest public parks in the country. We've got reservoirs and trails, natural areas. Wachusett Mountain's about 20 minutes away. So if you're an outdoor person, there's plenty of stuff either in Worcester or within the surrounding towns as well. Arts and culture, you've got Hanover Theater, you've got the Worcester Art Museum, which is beautiful. And then we've got a great music scene. I used to work at the Palladium on Main Street, and I also used to work at Mechanics Hall on Main Street, bookstores and farmers markets, and just a really great creative community. So there's plenty to love here in Worcester. Some parts of the city have their own challenges, of course. Again, you're going to want to look at different neighborhoods. You're going to want to look at the different school systems and find out what might be best for you. Winters, a lot of people don't love Worcesters in the area, but that's all of Massachusetts, really. And then parking, traffic, those kind of things. So should you move to Worcester? If you want flexible, affordable housing relative to Boston, a city with culture and arts and food and things to do and access to everything, you're centrally located. You can be anywhere within an hour. The beach, the mountains, the Boston, all of the major cities. I mean, you can be anywhere within a good time frame. So If you're interested in all of that, then Worcester would be a great area to take a look at, or Central Mass in general. So take a look at all of these areas. If your top priority is finding the best public schools, then we might want to look elsewhere. You might want to be looking at Hopkinton or Shrewsbury or Westboro, but I would really encourage anyone to come take a look. Let's talk through what might be a good fit for you and if this area is what you're looking for. So if you're seriously considering a move to Worcester or Central Massachusetts, I would be happy to help you through the process. Let's chat about what it is that you're looking for, and I look forward to chatting with you. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I post every week about different tips and tricks for buying, things about Central Massachusetts and the housing market and all of that. So have a great week, and I will chat with you soon.